let's transform this space. We've got one bed here that is recently set up that I have to clear this area to partially fill. And there is a build out that we are going to add right here in this general area. And I just wanted to show you what it looks like before we get there. All right. Hello, those of you who are barely making it, say hi. I promise you there's water in those. It's not very bright in here, but I don't know if y'all can see that. So this is the build out. It's meshed on the outside. There's a door to walk in here, and then the beds run along both sides and then the back. That's what's going to go in that space on the other side of those 3 beds. I'm really hoping I get this right this time. I've tried to record it a few times and my microphone was not turned on. What you see me doing here is taking the leaves that we've collected over time from the fall, and I'm raking them down into this bed as a base of organic material. So not only will this allow me to not have to use as much soil in this bed, but over time, if you keep these leaves stored properly, they do continue to break down and they will eventually become more soil or free soil for that matter. So I will continue collecting these leaves over time. They'll probably have to still be in ugly pool tarps like this, but it will save me a lot of time and frustration filling up new beds. And also it will give me new soil over time, which is always going to be a bonus. Okay, so now that our space is clear, I put as many leaves in this bed as I can. I can only do so much because I still got to pack dirt in here. And I got this space right here to work with. So I'll figure out what to do with this tarp after, because I still need the leaves that are inside of it to get us started inside of this building. All right, y'all, let's get into these materials. Here's the instructions. I don't care what anybody says, you need those. And I just went ahead and laid everything out numerically so it was easier to find. Came in 3 boxes. Got my little work table here. Let's go. And I'm going to do you all a favor and speed this up here because it did take me quite some time. So I'll find something nice and relaxing to listen to, and let's watch this thing come to fruition. Can you imagine how many things we could get done if we could actually move this fast? I would never stop working. I would have to say at this point, maybe about a 4 out of 10 probably wouldn't recommend doing this here prefabricated thing again. The amount of problems that you're going to run into with a prefabricated build out are probably equivalent to what you would run into just putting it together yourself. If things aren't cut or shaped right, things crack and break. And then the ground's uneven already, so until you put it together, it's not really sturdy. So if you're going to do something like this, highly recommend doing it on a very, very flat ground and probably have a second person because it's very easy to break. But I don't know. We'll see. Let's keep going. So at this point, as I'm wrapping up the back side of the frame, it does begin to become a little bit more sturdy. And as you can kind of see here, like it's split through the middle. So you do have to be very careful with this. It's very easy to like push things out and crack them. You see how uneven it is right here in the middle? I definitely almost tore this thing up right here at this point. But as long as you are careful, like I said, even ground if you can help it, and another person if you can help it. But once we start putting the post on here, it does start to become a little bit more sturdy, especially in the next step. But at this point, it was still a little rickety. I wasn't really so sure about how much I'd like it at this point.
Now, while I could continue to go, I'm not.
But it really
This
was
is
starting
going
to
to be
come
my
together.
stopping point for today. There's 2 more of these posts that have to go up right there and right there. And then there are 4 corner posts of a different size and cut. And that will finish this level. And then we'll be going on to the top, the door, and the protectant tomorrow. So, yep, I'm about to go have me a couple drinks. I'll see y'all on this loadout tomorrow. Okay, so it is the next day. I have to finish staining my front steps. That was the first thing I did yesterday. So I'm going to locate my Wagner power sprayer and quickly spray those down, and then I'll be moving back outside. I have to load up the rest of these materials in the garage, and then all of the little hardware screws and stuff, grab my drill, possibly my work table here, and then get down there to get this garden outfit completed. So I will see y'all in a second.
Now, I'm definitely not some world-class carpenter, but the front of my house completely bakes during the summertime. My wife got her steps replaced last summer, and they already look like they're super, super old. So what I'm doing right here, if you have steps in the front of your house, see how those look already? That's already with a coat on there. Do not go years on in baking the steps or your deck and then waiting to the last minute to come and stain, because at that point everything's going to be cracked and rickety and you're going to just have to get it replaced versus just being preemptive and getting the staining on out of the way. You will really, really thank yourself in the future. Back to this build out.
Yeah, so another issue that comes with this prefabricated build out is the mesh panels are folded in the box and they're metal. So you know what happens if you fold metal. So unfolding them has not exactly been fun, as you can see. And if you're not careful, it can really leave it to be kind of sloppy and messy because it's so bent up. But I'm gonna do my best to keep everything stretched out as nice as possible to still make it look nice. But so far, not entirely disappointed, but not entirely happy with it either. Okay, we got our panels up. That was not fun. Got the caps on these corners here. And now I just have to build the door and order some wood chips.
You have to understand that at this point, I was so happy. I thought the door was going to be a little bit more work, but this was actually like the most put together, or like well put together, pre-planned, prefab, whatever you want to call it. They did a good job making it very easy to put the door together. So with all of the frustration that I've endured in this project, being able to hang a door that I don't have to go back and rebuild, I don't have to remeasure, I don't have to worry about if it's square. This hands down was the most refreshing part of this project. Of course, with the exception of this metal panel, but that wasn't that bad.
Well, y'all didn't get to see this get put together for obvious reasons, but there that is for now. we're obviously going to have to do some adjusting, which is mostly going to be leveling out the ground whenever we get our mulch delivered. But our door is on. It does work. I do have to put the rest of the screws in it, but it is functional. And there's only 2 screws in those hinges, and I don't want to break them. So, but the door's on. So let me finish getting these screws in here. We'll get the latch on, and for the most part, this build out is going to be complete. Now, I definitely did not put the latch on yet. It's going to be some time before I get the chips that I need to fill this up and then add the soil. But walking around, taking a quick peek at everything, I'm actually super happy with the way that this turned out. It could be a little bit stronger, but to be fair, it was prefabricated and they had one that was in a harder wood, but it was definitely more expensive. So all in all, definitely not super disappointed with this. This will really help me be able to keep the squirrels away from the things that they enjoy and the birds as well, and allow us to keep our pollinators coming inside to keep things going naturally as they should be without things being harassed. And there she is, y'all. Looks a lot smaller up here, but in comparison to the rest of the garden, those are some pretty large beds, by the way. So we should be able to get a nice large amount of things in there. I'm not super happy about the process, but overall, it's not the worst prefabricated thing. And FYI, that's the one from Home Depot. So they do have it in like more than one wood tier. That one obviously is like the cheaper one, the thinner wood. I'm pretty sure if you do the heavier wood that they have, it's definitely going to be a heavier box. I'm going to tell you that now. Those 3 boxes were already heavy enough. So if you do get that heavier tier of wood, be prepared for either a broken back, or I hope you got some nice scrapping young gentlemen around you, because like I'm a pretty strong dude myself. Like my senior year in high school, I was like squatting like over 600 pounds. Like I'm pretty strong, but those boxes are heavy. So if you do decide to do something like this, one, consider the thickness of the wood, because of course the thinner one it's going to be a considerably cheaper product, if you will. And then also, regardless of which one you get, make sure you got somebody to help you get those boxes up. If you have a driveway, make sure you got somebody to help you get those boxes up that driveway, or have them delivered to a spot where you can just like break them down where they are, because it's not light at all. But there it is. I have ordered the chips. I don't know when those are going to be here. It's probably going to be some time. So there'll be quite a few more things that we'll be going through over the next 2 weeks as I get the channel back rolling. To anyone who does see this episode, if you've been here with me before, I really appreciate you coming back. And I mean, it's been a long break, but I'm definitely ready to get things back in order. And a lot of changes have come to the garden. There's a lot of cleaning that we've done, organizing. So I definitely look forward to sharing how things look, the progress that we've made, and the progress that will be here to come in the future. So for now, thanks for watching. Y'all have a beautiful rest of your day. Peace.